Hello everyone, welcome to the sixth video of Object-Oriented Programming Basic Concepts in C++. So today we'll cover the access specifier protected and the multiple inheritance. So in my previous videos from this playlist, I discussed about the access specifiers in C++ and the types of access specifier which are private, public, protected. And I told you that we will discuss protected later because the inheritance concept was unknown that time. So, but now the inheritance concept is clear to you. So we'll discuss the protected access specifier today. So let's see the definition, which is protected. We can access data members and methods uh, within that class and as well as within the derived class, but not from any other class. So in this example, I have a class student, and in the protected region, I have two variables, name and age, which is in the protected region, and age, the value of age is 40. Uh, Now, if we try to print the age means the value of age of the object of the class student, then we cannot access it because it is of in the protected region, and in protected we cannot access the any member of that class unless it's within that class or within the derived class. So here we will create another class which is derived, and from which class? From the student class I am deriving. And suppose I now want to access it, say in the public, I have a method which is display and cout age. And now if I try to display, then is dot display, sorry, student is. Now I have to create another object which is derived d, and d dot display. And if we run this program, you can see the value 14 is printed because we can access it because this is derived class, and in the derived class we can access the protected members easily. So I hope now this concept is clear to you. So now we will move to the inheritance part again. In the previous video I discussed about single inheritance, and in this video we will discuss about the multiple inheritance. So let's see what is multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance means, sorry, this is not single, this is multiple inheritance. One derived class inherits features from more than one base classes. So this is the definition of multiple inheritance, and we will see that how to implement it actually using the C++ code. At first, we have a class which is base one, and again I am saying that there is no not such rules that naming the base classes as base one, base two, or naming the derived classes derived. I am just naming this for our conventional rules or for the learning purpose. It makes the sense. It makes the learning process very clear. So whatever, in the base one class, I have in the public region I have data member x1 and the method display one, which prints the statement displayed from base one. And similarly, I have a base class which is base two. And we can say that how to identify a base class. A base class we can easily identify because it's not deriving any class. Deriving any class means here in the derived class you can see the syntax for deriving a class. Deriving a class more than one class or more than one class. So this is a syntax, and here you can see that there is no not such in syntax. So this can be called as base class. And after these two base classes, I have a derived class which inherits from both classes, base one and base two. And when there are more than one classes, we can separate it with a comma. Okay. So this is the syntax for variable inheritance. And in the derived class, in the public domain, we have another variable y, which is initialized with 30. Now in the main function, I have created an object of the class derived because we work only with the derived class. Okay, so I have created the object of only the derived class, which is named as D. Now the derived class has the control over this Y, this x2 display2, and this x1 display1 because this derived class is inheriting its properties from both classes base1 and base2. Okay, so we can easily access the x1 display1 or x2 display2 because they are also now part of the derived class. And and at last we print the value y. Now y is the member of the derived class itself, so there is not any problem in this part. And if we try to run this program, then we can see the output at first 10 and then displayed from base 1. So x1 and display 1 both have worked properly. Then this 20 displayed from the base 2. This x2 and display 2. And at last, y value of y which is 30. So this is how the multiple inheritance works. Now we can practice this multiple inheritance with some real world examples. So that's it for today's video. Thank you.